Led off. Going without 4, Yosemite Valley. A quartet over almost 6 furlongs in the Irish Stallion Farms EBF 4-runner race. And it is Age of Kings, the early runner. Followed on the far side by the filly Natuna, tracked by Chartash and dropped in as Treviso. They've covered just over 1.5 furlongs. And it's Age of Kings settling in front, Wayne Lordan, followed by Natuna. Robbie Colgan disputing second place with Chartash, Ben Cohen, and close up on the outside, Treviso and Jack Cleary. Heading across to the 3 furlong point, little changes. It's Age of Kings, Wayne Lordan showing in the lead from Natuna, Robbie Colgan on the right. Green jacket of Chartash and Ben Cohen. And Treviso nudged along by Jack Cleary, last of the 4. Heading for the halfway stage and coming inside it, it's Age of Kings with poised Chartash. Ridden along on the far side is Natuna, and Treviso remains last of the 4 with 1.5 furlongs to go, and it's Age of Kings from Chartash, who's called on for a run on the outside. On the far side is Natuna, and these 3 have pulled away from Treviso. Chartash on the outside of Age of Kings, and it's Chartash edging ahead of a battling back Age of Kings. They're going towards the line. Chartash on the near side of Age of Kings. In third place, Natuna, and they're well clear of Treviso. Chartash looks to have continued the long link of Johnny Murtagh with His Highness as a trainer.
Johnny Murtagh joins us now after Chartash won a thriller for our third race. Johnny, a very significant winner as well. How much of a buzz did that give you?
Yeah, it's great. It's been a while coming. So, and I got a bunch of 2-year-olds last year. A lot of them ran well, but we didn't have a winner. So it was important this year. We got, I think, about 9 more yearlings, or 2-year-olds for this year. This had always showed a bit. But to get a winner for Pat Downs, good friend of mine, His Highness Aga Khan, you know, they're the owners we're trying to attract to the stable, and I'm delighted now he's gone and get his head in front.
With your history in those colours, does that just add a bit more to the whole thing?
It does, yeah. You know, I had great look in those colours. I felt when I got those colours on like they were my colours, you know, that kind of way. But yeah, it does. It makes it extra special.
Now, this fella went to the Curragh for his debut in what's turning out to be a pretty hot race. Did anything he did that day surprise you?
He did, yeah. Like a lot of our 2-year-olds need the run, and sometimes I was kind of warning them, sometimes our 2-year-olds can run very green and not run up to their work. But this fella's pretty smart. He's clued in. He's by Invincible Spirit. His mind is sharp. The mare is kind of, she won a group race over 1.25 miles. So, but this fella's got plenty of speed. And just on the day, it felt like a good race. Everybody was fancied. You know, Gerline's horse beat the horse that won the first race today. So it did. It felt like a good race. So I thought, you know, with normal improvement, he should be hard to beat next time out.
So you had a couple of well-bred newcomers to deal with today. I guess you're going into the dark a bit there, but what impressed you most about his performance?
It was messy. It was a messy race. You know, the winner, or the second looked like a good horse. He looked, and he was a bit green in front. And I thought when we quickened by him, we had it. But fair to him, he stayed on well. I think this lad will be better in a better race, more pace on, that he can just drop his head and relax. Because I think if he does that, he'll have a turn of foot at the end.
What are your thoughts with him now? Would you like to go to Royal Ascot, or do you think he might stay at home?
I don't know. I haven't spoke to. Listen, today was just today. It was the day. But I think he's a stakes horse in the making. So maybe Ascot might be a little sharp for him. But he is tough and he's hardy, and he's a real 2-year-old type. But I haven't spoken to anybody yet. But I do think he's a stakes horse in the making.
And Johnny, do you think this is a good marker for the juveniles as a whole this season? Are they a nice bunch?
Yeah, well, I ran a few of them and they've been a bit disappointing. So this lad is probably the sharpest and the most professional of them. But we've a lot of nice horses, and His Highness have sent me a few fillies this year, sharp ones. You know, we're working them there at the moment. They seem to be ready to go. So over the next, you know, from now, maybe Guineas weekend, we should have a few more of His Highnesses out that seem like they have a bit of pace.
Lovely. And you've got a few chances to come later on today. Just give us your thoughts on those. Would you be hopeful of adding to the tally?
Listen, good runners coming today, and a lot of them like soft ground. Half Nuts runs, he likes the track. He's been a bit unlucky twice. He's finished 4th. I fancy him both times. He's a good chance. Magnifico, it's a very tough race, but he's drawn 14, which I don't think will inconvenience him now today. He likes soft ground. And I've got a filly now, Lita, came from Germany. Haven't done that much work with her, but she's a nice type of filly, and I do see her running well today and hopefully winning. I'm not sure if she's 6 or a mile, so I kind of took a chance in the middle there. So I think she's a nice type of filly that should improve a lot from today.
And Johnny, just before we wrap up, just wanted to have a word with you about Eddie Byrne. Very sad news that Eddie passed away recently, a man who I was lucky enough to work with back in the late 90s. And of course, he was your agent during some of the best years of your career. How fondly do you look back on your time together?
Yeah, listen, I loved Eddie Byrne. He was an agent, but he was a great friend. And no matter what I did, I couldn't do anything wrong. You know, he'd defend you to the hilt. Brilliant agent. You know, in the end, when he used to ring the people, it confirmed them having a runner because he knew the form inside out. Never had a crossword in all the years we worked together. Brilliant guy, an absolute gentleman. And I only spoke to him there about a couple of weeks ago. I rang him up for something. So, you know, it was sad how quick he passed away. And I'll miss those chats. But we had some great years together, and all I can say is that he's an absolute gentleman.
Yeah, they really were glory days, weren't they? You had the association with Sir Michael Stoute at the time, and I know he got a great kick out of his dealings with Sir Michael and the operation there. It was just a brilliant time, wasn't it?
It was, and we went over to the Breeders' Cup together, so we got to meet them. He walked the track with me today. Sindar won the Arc. He used to love those English trainers ringing early, you know what I mean? He'd say, oh, Johnny, he's on early. Michael Stoute's on early. Jeremy Nasida's on early. William Haggis is on early. They were real target trainers, so he got a great kick out of that. And once he knew then I was going, you know, he just filled in the gaps, you know, with the rest of them. So there's nobody you'll meet that have anything but highest regards for Eddie Byrne. That's the kind of guy he was. It made you better meeting him.
Yeah, he really was a top man. Johnny, thanks very much for those words. Well done with this important winner, and good luck later on.
Thank you, Gary. Thanks very much.